Throughout this semester's honors seminar, our study of leadership styles, approaches, and theories has emphasized that effective leadership is not confined to organizational settings, it is equally critical in addressing community and societal challenges. Leadership in a civic and regional context requires vision, collaboration, and the ability to mobilize diverse stakeholders towards shared goals. The upcoming Winter Olympics and the continued global spotlight on Lake Como present both opportunities and challenges for the Lombardy region, making leadership driven destination management an urgent priority. Lake Como faces mounting pressures from overtourism, environmental vulnerability, an aging local population, and uneven economic benefits across its towns and villages. Popular areas such as Bellagio, Varena, and the Como Lakeside Promenade draw the majority of visitors, leaving smaller communities overlooked. This imbalance leads to overcrowding, strain on infrastructure, and missed economic opportunities for underrepresented areas. For example, in 2023, the Lombardy region recorded over 4.8 million overnight stays in the Lake Como area, with summer weekends drawing daily visitor numbers that can exceed 300,000 people, a figure more than three times the city's resident population of roughly 85,000. This influx has caused congestion in transport hubs, overbooked accommodations, long queues at attractions, and additional pressure on local infrastructure and services. Okay, so before we get into proposal, let us talk about how this issue has even developed in the first place. To continue off this next portion, I'll introduce you to my friend David. David, can you introduce yourself?
Oh, well, of course, Lorenzo. Hi, my name is David, a generative speech AI model. Hopefully, my voice can be an easy listening experience for you. Right, so where were we? Lake Como's global profile has risen sharply due to media exposure, influencer marketing, luxury branding, and celebrity tourism. Short-term rentals have grown exponentially, rising from just 22 listings in 2016 to over 1,700 by 2024, displacing residents, inflating housing prices, and altering the character of small communities. The concentration of visitors in high-profile towns like Bellagio, Varena, and the Como Lakeside Promenade has left smaller villages undervisited, creating an imbalance in economic benefits. This pattern mirrors other European hotspots where uncontrolled visitor growth has reduced livability for residents and diminished the quality of the tourist experience. Current status and existing responses. Local authorities and tourism boards have begun exploring measures to address this imbalance. In 2024, the municipality announced plans to introduce a day tripper fee, similar to Venice's model, to manage the daily visitor surge and encourage longer, higher value stays. Euronews 2024. Some initiatives, like marketing lesser-known towns, have been attempted through regional campaigns, but these efforts remain fragmented and lack real-time coordination. The OECD's July 2025 report highlights that Italy's tourism management infrastructure is hindered by insufficient granular, real-time visitor data, which limits the ability to respond dynamically to overcrowding and environmental pressures. OECD 2025. Major players: Municipality of Como, local governance, urban planning, and crowd management policies. Lombardy Regional Tourism Board, destination marketing, and regional economic development. Transport operators, public bus, ferry, and funicular, managing passenger flows and mobility access. Local businesses and hospitality sector, hotels, B&Bs, restaurants, artisans, and tour operators reliant on tourism income. Residents and community groups advocating for livability, cultural preservation, and environmental protection. Risks of inaction. Failing to address over-tourism carries both immediate and long-term consequences. Infrastructure strain, roads, transit, and public services overburdened during peak seasons, environmental degradation, increased litter, water pollution, and erosion from foot traffic in fragile lakefront and hillside areas, World Crunch 2024, loss of cultural identity, transformation of residential zones into commercial tourist areas, displacing locals, economic imbalance, smaller towns and rural areas missing out on tourism benefits, perpetuating inequality within the region, reduced visitor satisfaction. Overcrowding diminishes the tourist experience, threatening long-term destination appeal. Why this is a social problem. Affects a great number of people. Tourists, residents, workers, and businesses across Lombardy are impacted by congestion, rising costs, and environmental wear. Adverse impact, diminished quality of life for residents, and degraded visitor experience harm both social cohesion and economic sustainability.
Wow, David, that was a lot. Thank you so much for that portion. But now, let's talk about proposal. The issues outlined in Lake Como's current tourism management strategies is the lack of real-time intelligence and coordination, which can aid to distribute visitors more evenly and reduce pressures on overburdened hotspots. My proposal is an action-based solution that leverages data analytics, mobile technology, and regional collaboration to create a sustainable visitor flow across the Lake Como region. The core concept. The proposed Lake Como app would be a mobile platform that collects, analyzes, and presents real-time visitor flow and transportation data for all towns and villages around Lake Como. This data would be sourced from transportation systems, buses, ferries, etc., ticketing platforms, and voluntary location sharing from app users. The app would transform this data into easy-to-understand tools for tourists, enabling them to make informed choices about where and when to visit, reducing congestion while encouraging exploration of lesser-known destinations. For consumers, the concept is simple. Tourists can download the Lake Como app before or during their trip to access up-to-date information on crowd levels, events, transportation, and hidden attractions. This ensures that visitors have everything they need in one place to plan smarter, avoid peak congestion, and discover authentic experiences across the region. Key features include dynamic crowd meter, hidden gem spotlight, integrated mobility planner, local event calendar, and business integration. Local businesses can feature promotions to attract visitors to less busy areas.
Wow, Lorenzo, not bad for a human, although your audio quality is kinda low. Oh, yeah, I guess I should cover the SWOT analysis portion, right? Okay, let's start with strengths, of course. Strengths. Real-time data capabilities. The app would integrate live transportation data, crowd levels, and event listings, allowing tourists to make informed decisions and avoid overcrowded areas. The OECD in 2025 emphasizes that granular, real-time tourism data is critical for sustainable visitor flow management. Regional economic balance. By promoting lesser-known towns and local businesses, the app can help distribute tourism income more evenly, supporting communities that are often overlooked during peak seasons. Scalability and replicability. Once developed for Lake Como, the platform can be adapted to other destinations in Lombardy or Italy, creating a larger framework for national tourism management. Alignment with sustainability goals. Encouraging off-peak travel and visits to less crowded destinations can help reduce environmental strain, aligning with Italy's sustainable tourism objectives. Weaknesses. Development costs. Designing, coding, and testing a high-functionality tourism app requires significant upfront investment. According to industry averages, a custom travel app with live data integration can cost between 75,000 and 150,000 euros to develop, excluding maintenance. Promotion and adoption. Without proper marketing, the app risks low download rates in its initial phase. Resources would be needed for targeted campaigns, including partnerships with local businesses, transport hubs, and online platforms to ensure tourists are aware of the tool. Digital divide. Tourists with limited internet access or low digital literacy may be less likely to use the app, particularly older visitors or those without smartphones. Opportunities. Winter Olympics preparation. The 2026 Winter Olympics will draw a surge of visitors to northern Italy. A functional app can help manage visitor flow and maximize economic benefits for the Lake Como region. Public-private partnerships. Collaboration with transport operators, hotels, and cultural institutions can enhance the app's content while reducing development and promotional costs. Integration of AI for personalization. Similar to the Zia project in Malise, artificial intelligence could provide customized itineraries based on crowd data, interests, and travel style. International visibility. A successful implementation in Lake Como could position the region as a model for smart tourism, attracting further investment and recognition. Threats. Privacy and data protection concerns. Gathering location data requires compliance with GDPR regulations. Even anonymized data may raise public concern, affecting adoption rates. Seasonal tourism patterns. The app may have high utility in peak seasons, but lower engagement during off-peak months, potentially affecting stakeholder interest in maintaining the platform. Competition from existing apps. Global travel platforms already provide some tourist information, making it essential for the Lake Como app to offer unique, hyperlocal content. Risk of overexposure for new destinations. While the goal is to spread visitors, promoting hidden gems too effectively could lead to those areas facing their own crowding issues over time. Balancing costs and long-term benefits. While development and marketing costs are significant in the initial phase, evidence from other Italian tourism apps supports the long-term benefits of investment. For example, the Unexpected Italy app successfully redirected visitors in Vicenza, boosting under-visited attractions while easing pressure on crowded sites. Similarly, projects like Zia in Malise show that personalized digital tools can increase visitor engagement and economic distribution. In Lake Como's case, the anticipated influx from the Winter Olympics creates a rare opportunity to secure funding and partnerships before peak demand hits. The initial financial outlay would be offset over time by improved visitor distribution, increased revenue for smaller towns, and a stronger tourism brand for the entire region. Back to you, my man. Or Zio, however you want to be called. I don't know, man. I'm just that AI that's working for free here.
Thank you, David. Let's look into the next steps. The first step is to conduct a feasibility study to outline technical requirements, development costs, and funding strategies. At the same time, it will be essential to engage stakeholders such as Municipality of Como, the Lombardy Regional Tourism Board, transport agencies, and local businesses associations to secure data access and community support. Funding could come from a mix of public investment, private sponsorships, and EU tourism innovation grants. A pilot program should be launched in both high traffic and low traffic towns such as Bellagio and Esso to test functionality, measure adoption, and gather feedback. Marketing efforts should include in destination signage, QR codes at transport hubs, and partnerships with hotels and tour operators to promote downloads. Post launch continuous monitoring of user behavior, visitor patterns, and local feedback will guide regular updates to the app. If the pilot proves successful, the system should be scaled across Lake Como and integrated into Lombardy's broader tourism management framework, creating a replicable, model for sustainable tourism across Italy. Thank you so much. My name is Lorenzo, and I hope that my proposal can help be a small piece to solving the grand puzzle of over tourism in Como. Thank you.